Testing, 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 testing. How we doing, people? All right, we live, man. I don't know how we looking out here, but we are live. I see Buck Bewley in the building. What's up, Buck? Yo, what's going on, fam? We are live. Hope the audio's okay. See, it wasn't my computer. It's that damn service. Thank you, fam. It's crazy. And I pay for that. I pay for that, for them to give me horrible service. And that's something, y'all. Video's good. Buck said video's good. Thanks, Buck. And I tell you, man. I tell you, Buck. It's always something, brother. Yeah, I'm glad you told me to kill that other live stream because you can't do both. You can't stream to two places at once. So we're in the house tonight, guys. What's up? What's up? It's going to be a little bit different because things are set up different. There we go. But I can see the screen for the most part. I guess I'll wait till a couple people get here. If they can see this, you know. I see my comments. I see True Line. I see Cat Negrita. Line says he only uses OBS. I know, brother. But what I like about StreamYard is when I bring on guests, it's always been easy. You know what I'm saying? That was like my main thing for that. You know what I'm saying? Just punch and pull. I got to do a lot of manual setup here. Now, I put my clips in, so we're going to have some clips tonight. We're going to have some clips tonight. What's this saying? I don't know what that's saying. Warning the stream. I don't know what it's saying. Well, we got a few people here. My ex is not here because I did not add them. See, this reminds me of the days when I was on Restream, trying to go two places at one time. Go to Restream and Restream would send it. Crazy. But we are live here on the Timberlake Show. If you're new to the show, we cover U.S. politics, breaking news, and black culture on this channel. It's crazy what's happening tonight. I don't know what it is. Horrible performance for StreamYard. We switched to OBS, an old reliable application. We're back on the internet tonight. We had a hell of a night last night. Yeah, we did. Check a couple things. I'm jumping online, guys. I want to make sure that I got my stuff set up on the YouTube side. Make sure it's all good. Yeah. And we had 1,000 people watching earlier. Well, 1,000 views. Maybe not all at one time. See what we're looking now. We're live. Here we go. All right, we good to go. It's good enough. I mean, it's so due. This I have to do, y'all. Yo. Nah, you know what, man? Buck, man, I'm not even upset, Buck. It's like, it's what it is. You want to act crazy, what I'm going to do? I'm just glad it wasn't my computer. Computer's fine. You know, I don't want to have to buy another PC. That's a problem. So as long as it's not the PC, the internet connection's fine. Just that damn software in the cloud. And I checked to see if they had outages. I didn't get any outages. See, not cool. I know I'm not the only person on StreamYard today. So why me? What's going on? What is happening? Sherry Covington in the building. What's up, Sherry? TJ is in the house. He said he got conservative hustler. I don't know what that is. Yo, what up always? How you doing, fam? I hustle, but I hustle conservatively. What you talking about, TJ? John, what up from San Antonio? Give it up for John, yo. True Lion in the building, giving me advice from his side of the internet. That's what's up, man. I appreciate you. I might have to go back to OBS. At least I know it worked. You know what I'm saying? It ain't fancy, but it worked. I mean, you can do a lot with it. But, you know, you got to do it. You got to put it in there. Yo, what's up to Black Rose in the house? Yeah, man, Black Rose is in the building. The rose that grew through concrete. Yeah, man, that's something. That's something. That's something. Yo, man. I'm gonna try to run the clips. Let's get into it, man. I waste enough time doing that. That threw us off schedule big time, man. Let's jump into these clips. Let's go on the other side, see what we got.
Next on deck with Tim Black.
But everything that he's
I
done,
don't like
but
how
I'm
shit
not
in
going.
America is changing, and nobody's saying shit.
I mean,
Cookie
everybody.
Crisp don't taste the same. I ain't seen a Frosted Flakes commercial in like 2 years. They said Doritos put holes in your brain now. Shit is fucked up, man. Take shit back to the 99 and the 2000. Everybody was happy.
Mm-hmm.
Cash Money Records took over.
Man, I like this brother Carlos Miller, man. I like the 804 squad, man. Down to Earth brothers, they seem real. I mean, I love authenticity. These brothers seem as authentic as you come. You know what I'm saying? You get what you pay for. Real brothers doing their thing.
Reeboks was 2 for $89. You remember when you could fucking buy a Sprite and you would damn near automatically always win another Sprite? Bro, these were great times in America.
Oh my
Do you
God.
remember when McDonald's had the 2 cheeseburger combo for $2.99?
Not anymore.
Fuck no, that shit like $8. Same meat. We used to get 20 nuggets for $5.
Yeah.
This shit sucks now. Remember Swishers used to be like 2 for 99 cents? That shit don't even look right on the pack where it say 2 for 150 now.
What's a Swisher?
He knows.
Tell me.
It's a cigar that we used to roll blunts in.
Oh.
Backwoods is like $10 a pack for 5 of them.
Hold on, man. Hold on, Carlos. See, look, Carlos wasn't even trying to be funny, man. See, he wasn't even trying to be funny. He was dead serious. He was dead ass. He was dead ass when he was explaining Swisher. Say, oh, this is something, you know. Man, hold on, y'all. Hold on, man. Oh.
Remember Swishers used to be like 2 for 99 cents? That shit don't even look right on the pack where it say 2 for 150 now.
What's a Swisher?
He knows.
Tell me.
It's a cigar that we used to roll blunts in.
Oh.
Backwoods is like $10 a pack for 5 of them. 3 of them fucked up.
Next on deck.
Man, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. But you know what it is? You know what it is, y'all? You know what it is?
What do you think a plant is? Maybe people don't understand the definitions of these words.
Man, what it is, fam, is that, you know, we look back at old times fondly. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know if it really was all that fun at the time, but it seems so simple. Damn, it reminds me of a Wu-Tang track, don't it? It all seems so simple. Yeah, man, life was simple back in the day, man, and now we're dealing with all this, you know, high-tech nonsense, the chat GPT, throw it in the air, catch it, spin it around, add water, make $1 billion. Not exactly. You know what I'm saying? You know, now everything is fascism, communism. I thought it was the fire department. Socialism. Everything is, you know what I'm saying? Like everything is all amplified to the degree it's exaggerated. Everything is shocking our gaslighting. Got people jumping out the room, jumping out the gym, jumping out the window. Everybody tripping. Everything is berserk. And I remember simpler times, bruh. You know what I'm saying? You know, we had Scared Straight. You know what I'm saying? We had Timberlands. You know what I'm saying? Men didn't wear flip-flops. You know, remember them days men didn't wear thong flip-flops? I mean, things have changed, Johnson. And I'm not saying this for the better, man. You used to be able to call somebody slow, and nobody wanted to cancel you off the internet and get rid of you. You know what I'm saying? It was a joke. I'm not saying it was all good, but I'm saying it was simple, Johnson. I miss the simple times, but I'm a simple person, I remember we just said, have a problem, go outside, settle it. Whoever won, you shook hands and walked it off. You can come back next week and be like, let's try this again. You know what I'm saying? If that's how you felt, and then you can get your ass kicked all over again. It was a beautiful thing, man. In those days, I didn't believe in politics, and I still don't. I guess I have regressed. I didn't believe in politics before. Then I had a moment where I lost my damn mind and started believing. I started believing in this. You know what I'm saying? Because I grew up like most of y'all did not believe in politics. Not at all. Nobody in my house voted. No one talked about this shit. My mom believed in God, Jesus, Lord, Jehovah. My dad believed in bills, cutting off lights. And if it's yellow, let it mellow. If it's brown, flush it down. We had basic rules in our household. Basic. What are you trying to do, bankrupt me? That's your third Dixie Cup this week, Martin. What are you trying to do? Bankrupt me? I'm just saying, Johnson, I had very simple life, My dad would bring home them hard-ass paper towels from the construction site. And I never thought he stole those, but I guess they were just extras laying around. You know what I'm saying? In the bathroom was a big tall stack of brown paper towels. Them suckers hurt. Granddaddy would come through the house sometime with the big block of yellow cheese. Remember that? Took forever to melt that. You need a blowtorch. You need a blowtorch to melt that cheese, man. I didn't even know what a Democrat and Republican was. And didn't care either. Did not give a damn. I knew my cousin from South Philly was gonna come down with the fireworks around 4th of July. Him and his people come down. My uncle Jeff lived in Southeast. We go over his house every weekend. Go see Granddaddy because Jeff was slow. He lived in the basement. He never moved out. He was 30. He's still there. The good old days, man. The good days. When, things were simple, man. I miss those days. And now we got a bunch of, we got too many channels. We got too many choices. I'm confused. You used to just have 3 channels lying to you on the news. Now we got about 100 channels, plus 100 independent media channels, and you think they're going to tell you the same, real shit. They all trying to get on TV. They all trying to get in the cable. Well, they used to be until a couple years ago. They all trying to get the bag now, though. They lying just like the people on the TV lie. Sometimes they lie more than the people on the TV be lying. Because ain't no rules to their lying. There's no guardrails for independent media lies. Look at Candace Owens making up shit. Macron's a man. Anything for hits. That's even that's old shit. They've been saying that about Macron's wife for like 10 years or some crazy number. Candace, not only is she a bad liar, she's also uncreative, man. She a biter. There was a book written. It's a book written that said this about Macron's wife, that's at least 10 years old, right? That's what I was told. I ain't read the book, but I heard about the book. People like Tim, she ain't the first one to say that, man. She's just trying to take all the credit. Hope they sue her ass back to the projects. Let's be real, she was never in the projects. So, guys, I'm going to keep it going, man. Look, we had a good time last night. I'm going to try to cover some actual news for you, though. You know what I'm saying? Because I got a couple stories. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to run a couple stories. We're going to come back. We're going to talk our stuff. Remember, this is not a news show. This is a conversation about the world and what's going on in the world. I'm your Uncle Tim Black. We here to break bread, chop it up, have that conversation, keep it real, and call out the snakes and the jakes. Because if you're going to call out the snakes, you got to call out the jakes. Let's do it, y'all. How y'all doing, man? Remember, the Tim Black Show, brought to you by the Tim Black Wolfpack. I got my Wolfpack in the building. Thank y'all, Wolfpack. Let's see what we got over here.
Next on deck with Tim Black.
I don't like how
Oh, see, I gotta manually move this over. All right, here we go. Try this.
Look at what he's doing right now, for example, with Tish James. Look at what he's doing with Adam Schiff. And I'm going to make another bold prediction here on
a lot of
show.
predictions at 8 o'clock in the morning.
There's a lot of here. Take these notes because, mark my words, politically, they're both doomed. All right? I'm telling you right off the bat, this is a political suicide for both Tish James and Adam Schiff.
More of a political homicide.
Well,
they
yeah,
didn't do anything wrong.
but how are they going to be? How are they politically doomed if Senator Schiff comes from a blue state? Attorney General Tish James is here in a blue state. They are elected by the people. How are they doomed politically?
It'll be gerrymander. It will end up being somehow. They will end up being held
races.
Yes, but they will also be held accountable. Mark my words, they will be held accountable for the crimes that they are now looking at. That's Ed Martin who's looking at him. And I know so many people are going to say, "Oh my God, Michael Cohen is like bending the knee to Trump." No, what I'm doing is I'm actually telling you the reality. We could talk to each other all day long, and we can say, "Oh, I have 1 million followers, you have 1 million followers." It's the same million followers. 77 million Americans ended up voting for Trump. Mark my words, Ed Martin, the Department of Justice, Pam Bondi, they will figure out exactly how to go after Adam Schiff, how to go after Tish James for these mortgage violations. And they
alleged
will be
mortgage violations.
Alleged, correct. Yeah. And they will be held accountable. That's my next prediction here on your show. And I know that I'm right because if there is a signing of a box which is wrong, and trust me, I know, I went to prison. One of my charges was on my HELOC. I had a low mortgage onto it. I had 80% equity. They held me accountable for a HELOC violation. Theirs is much worse. And rest assured, allegedly, right. So let's go one step even further here. When you have the courts on your side as well, what chance do you have of success? It's why I turn around and I say, doomed.
Yeah. Next on.
Yeah, doomed. That's what it is. They doomed, Johnson. Check this out. Good. Yeah, man, I'm going to say good because, look, man, it's not because I'm trying to defend Trump. I'm not trying to defend Trump. But I like the idea that ain't no fun when a rabbit get the gun. Yeah, look how it's playing out. I mean, if you are one of those people that's under the belief that there was no political witch hunt, then you're going to disagree with me. But see, I know how the Democrats roll. I know how they get down, and I know for a fact they play dirty. In fact, I'm going to go so far to tell you like this. I'm going to tell you like this, man. This is what I learned over my last 13, 14 years doing this content, right? Over a decade of covering politics. Anything the Democrats complain about regarding Republicans, they already did it themselves. There has not been a single instance that the Democrats have complained about something that they hadn't already done or were in the process of doing. Not a single thing. Now, the only thing I can say, only thing I'll say is January 6th. But I don't think Trump spearheaded that. In fact, I know he didn't. That was an organic thing. Them people he didn't want them people to do that shit. Because if he wanted to, he could have did it. If Trump wanted to throw a coup, if Trump wanted to manufacture a coup, he could do it. He has the military at his disposal. He has the military right now. That's what he has. All commanders-in-chief have the military. If you wanted to take the government over, why would you send a bunch of white boys with deer spray and bear spray? No, that's stupid. Who would do that? No one would do that. So, but in order to fit in with the Democrats, you got to believe the most sensational nonsense that don't even make sense. So he's smart enough to have the media wrapped around his finger. He's smart enough to be able to win the Republican nomination 3 times in a row. But he's not smart enough to know you can't overthrow the United States of America's government with guys without guns. Really? Really, Johnson? Really? What are we doing? So, Michael Cohen's right. Now, Michael Cohen is he played the cards that he was dealt. He was put in a bad situation. He did time. Democrats give you a way back. Do everything we want you to do, and we'll let you live. We'll let you have a life. We'll let you have some semblance of a career. But you got to fall on the sword, and you got to do everything we tell you to do. And when we say jump, don't even blink. Just do it. Just immediately in the air. Your ass in the air. Hang in the air. Put your hands in the air. Keep them there. So, yeah, Michael Cohen, I got no love for him or Scaramucci. Scaramucci's a horrible mofo. He worked for Trump for 2 seconds, and what did he do? He been talking about Trump for 7 years after working for him for 2 months. It's the craziest thing in the world, man. Talk about backstabbing. Anyway, back to the point. Damn, I didn't even talk about Letitia James. I did a video on Letitia James, man. Yeah, political witch hunt. Look, Letitia James ran on locking up Trump. Case closed, face closed. She ran on locking up Trump. That's the whole reason why people elected her, was to go after Trump. She didn't say, I'm going to clean up payola. I'm going to clean up the industry of whatever garbage that's going on in a routine basis. I'm going to clean up this system or that system. No, I'm going to get Trump because Trump's a bad, and all that was it. So anybody saying it was not political witch hunt, how could she say that without even being the Attorney General? She was saying, I'm going to get Trump before she even investigated Trump. But she came in the office and said, I'm going to get Trump. To get in the office, that's what she used. She ran on, I'm going to go get Trump. So yeah, I'm not grasping at straws to say it was a political witch hunt, in my opinion. And, before you say your neighbor's house is dirty, you need to check your own roof. And look, her and Schiff, they bought properties. They got certain discounts and deals saying that they had a certain type of property, and it turns out it wasn't true. I know in Letitia James' case, there's a difference in your mortgage that you get when you say it's your primary residence. Letitia James bought a residential property here in Maryland. I don't know where. I'm in Maryland, but I don't know where she bought hers. She said it was 3 bedrooms because that's a different rate than a 4-bedroom. So she had a couple things that's called fraud. That's called fraud. She paid less interest. She had a better deal by saying she had less bedrooms and that was her primary domain. We know that's not true in both cases. She worked in New York, and she didn't live there primarily, and it had 4 bedrooms, not 3. Now, that's the facts as I know them from my research on that. I didn't look up Adam Schiff. Shifty Schiff. I don't know anything about Shifty Schiff. Damn, them Trump nicknames stick, don't they? Them nicknames stick. Yeah, he's good at that. Yep. I wonder what he calls Nick Fuentes. A little Mexican guy. A little Mexican who hates the blacks and the Jewish people. All right, guys, let me know what you think in the comment section about this. Black Rose says they took down a Letitia James statue in New York. Is that the one with the sister? It was like the everyday sister. That wasn't her, was it? Are we talking the same statue? I think Dana and the data. Dana with the data, her and I talked about this. The statue of this black woman in jeans on her phone or something? Is that the statue you're talking about? Is that the one they took down? Just dumb. You know, I cannot speak for black women. I cannot speak for black women. But I can't speak for every black woman. Let me rephrase that. I can't speak for a certain type of black woman, right? And I can speak from a certain point of view. And it may not apply to all black women, but I think this may hold true. I think the majority of black women want a statue of them at their best. That's right. I think black women, by and large, don't just want a statue of any random sister. They want a statue that represents them in the best light possible. That's what I would think. Now, I'm just guessing. Same thing with guys. I won't want a statue of a black man in Times Square with his finger up his, pants hanging off his ass, looking mad regular. You know what I'm saying? And knowing, I wouldn't want that just because he's brown skinned. I want a brother that's doing it, dressed to the nines, looking sharp, maybe doing something that's, inspirational, motivational or something. I don't know. But sitting there, just standing there with, on his phone, that's, I hope that's what you're referring to. I really don't know. Then Letitia James, Shifty Schiff, Latifah, it don't look good. And like I said, I have no sympathy for her, because if you couldn't see the handwriting on the wall, you saw what happened to Fonnie Willis. You see what's happening to Stacey Abrams. I mean, black women got to stop putting themselves in harm's way for the Democratic Party. Stop doing it. I've been saying stop. Just stop. Stop trying to get ahead in this party. That's party. Don't care about nobody. It don't care about poor ass. It don't care about poor white people in West Virginia. It don't care about poor black people in Memphis, Tennessee. You understand what I'm saying? It don't care about Hispanic or Latino people crossing the border if it can't use them to get votes. It really doesn't care, or get them to mow their lawns or pick grapes or be assaulted on the job and not be able to report it. You know what I'm saying? Like, this idea, this crazy idea that these are the nicer white meat is just crazy. Pork bad for you. Get your fruits and vegetables, Johnson. You know what I'm saying? The Democratic Party is not the group of saints. And this notion I'm trying to break, that I'm trying to assist black people with leaving behind them, is this idea that the Democrats are the good guys and Republicans are the bad guys. Nah, they all bad guys, all of them. It's like Easy said, Easy Rollins. Devil in a blue dress. You come outside in the morning, you're already in some mess. It's whether you mix up at the top or the bottom. But whether you're Republican or Democrat, you're still mixed up in it. Accept it. I am. Next. Hit the like button if any of this makes any sense, family. We're going to move on to the next story. I got more content. Let's see what we got, fam. Dang, when I go back, I gotta keep restarting where we are. Sorry, guys.
Next on deck.
And I go, baby, won't hold its place. Each time I gotta go in here and do this. Smart price to pay.
With Tim Black.
The National Park Service, for example, polices national parks. And then we have a lot of national parks. The FBI and ATF always worked cooperatively with us on high-end or upper-level coordinated violent crime. And we've had some very successful takedowns with them. It is clear that the president, and I suspect that his announcement is that he is surging federal law enforcement, which he's talked about, and he may talk about even larger numbers or longer periods of time. He's interested in being in neighborhoods and fighting crime in neighborhoods. And to the extent that officers know our laws, that officers work in community and work with prosecutors to build good cases and establish a presence, and work with local officials who are, the experts in policing and making arrests. That's what we're waiting to see.
Madam Mayor, I'm just curious what you think is going on here. And I ask this question because, last night, Saturday night in Washington, about 450 federal law enforcement officers were spread out across all of the four quarters of the District of Columbia. And here are the arrests from last night. Multiple persons carrying a pistol without license, fugitive wanted from Maryland, driving on suspended license, dirt bike riding in the park, 3 handguns seized last night with one of the firearms discovered to be stolen. I'm sorry, Madam Mayor, but that to me sounds like a run-of-the-mill evening in a large metropolitan city. So what do you think is truly going on here with the president's fascination with quote-unquote violent crime? And even Stephen Miller, the senior advisor to the president, deputy White House chief of staff, saying that Washington, D.C. is, quote, worse than Baghdad.
Well,
hold on. Look, I'm no K-pop fan, but Stephen Miller's an asshole. He's a jerk. So, yeah. Let's see what Miss Bowser has to say. Mayor Bowser.
I'll leave that to you to analyze what some of the underlying motives may be, Jonathan, but this is what I know. We are not experiencing a crime spike. We do know that this task force has been focused on quality of life issues. And as you note, that sounds like a typical MPD rundown of arrests that I review on a daily basis. And MPD is one of the best agencies in the world, and they police in a very complicated urban environment in the best city in the world. And one reason I wanted to be here today is to let people know that their nation's capital is among the most beautiful and best cities in the world. It's well run. We have excellent schools, the #1 park system. We have experienced rises in tourism compared to before the pandemic. So people are coming to our capital, they're starting business in our capital, and they're raising families in our capital. And any comparison to a war-torn country is hyperbolic and false. I also just really want to say we always want to get better. And there are ways more than any other city in America that the federal government can help the District of Columbia. Our city is unique. Our prosecutor is a federal prosecutor. Our judges are appointed by the President of the United States. And by the way, we have 15 vacancies in the Superior Court, which we need to go down to the Congress for approval. We have 2 vacancies in the Court of Appeals, which we need to go down. So anytime you have a backlog in the courts, you have delayed justice and people are less safe. Our council has also worked cooperatively with me to change our local laws to hold people accountable.
Okay.
And one of the best pieces that we have moved has allowed us to hold violent offenders, people who use guns, to hold them pre-trial. And since we moved that emergency in 2023, we've seen shootings and homicides precipitously drop. So we know we're holding the right people and holding the right people accountable. There's more to do. We need judges. You heard Janine Pirro says she needs prosecutors, and we need police in D.C. I'd like to hire 500 great people over the course of the next several years to get our numbers where they need to be. And D.C. is hiring. So if you're interested in policing in the best city in the world, please reach out to us.
Mayor Bowser, you talked about how the National Guard in D.C. is the president's National Guard. You talked about the
where we at here? How long is this segment? Too long, Johnson.
Crime category, by the way. Carjacking have been our most concerning group of crimes since 2023, and we've seen a 50% drop since 2023. And this year, we're also seeing that decline.
And Madam Mayor, a final question for you. You, in this entire interview, you have put out the facts. We have put the facts on the screen. How do you convince the President of the United States that what you have been saying is right, true, and fair?
Listen, what our focus with the president has been is to focus on shared priorities. Even in that clip you played, he talked about making D.C. the most beautiful city. So his task force has been focused on federal properties.
Next on deck with Tim Black.
Okay. All right, so that sounds good. That sounds real good what you said. Let me get back on the screen here. Okay, sounds good. It didn't work. No, it didn't work, man. Trump took over. Trump's been wanting to take over, man. In fact, this predates Trump, man. They've been talking about this. Republicans have been wanting this for a long time, okay? Ever since they created this initiative that gave D.C. the authority to do this on their own, run their own show, so to speak, they've been wanting this. For years, I've been hearing about D.C. pushing for statehood. And it'd always be an excuse why they shouldn't be able to have the same rights as all other states. Okay? So, and we know what this stems from. So the attack on the Doge guy. So the intern, or I should say the temporary worker for Doge, with Elon Musk, he gets beat up. I don't know how that happened. He suddenly gets beat up by random guys. I haven't heard about the guys. Whoever beat him up, I don't know. I ain't gonna get no conspiracy theories. All I know is that was the thing that did it. Or there was an opportunity. And they say, never let a catastrophe, you got to take advantage of any bad issue and use it to your advantage. That's what politicians do. Take advantage. So they took advantage of that. That occurred August 6, 7. Trump ordered a surge of federal officers from about 20 agencies, including the FBI, ICE, DHS, and National Guard, to patrol D.C. streets starting midnight, August 8th. This was described as a 7-day operation. Okay, now, but they said, hey, it's only going to do it for a week. It's going to help out. Come out, help out, make things nice. Make it real nice. Be nice. Oh, you're nasty. And now, but he said, hey, we could always extend this. So he said he wanted to clamp down on violent crime. Despite federal data showing a 35% drop in 2024 and a further 26% decline in the first 7 months of 2025, Trump ally Stephen Miller claimed D.C. was more violent than Baghdad, which is what you heard. So today, August 11th, President Trump formally announced the federalization of D.C. law enforcement placing the Metropolitan Police Department under direct federal control. This could last for up to 30 days. This is under the Home Rule Act. He declared a crime emergency. That's right. He activated 800 National Guard members and surged federal agents to protect federal buildings, monuments, restore order. The White House fact sheet emphasized making D.C. safe and beautiful. In white. Oh, that's not on here. He meant to put that there. He didn't. Safe and beautiful. This marks the first presidential exercise of such authority in decades, sparking legal debates over its constitutionality and potential extension via congressional action. So, for this to go beyond 30 days, Congress got to sign on. It's got to get through Congress, and this is where it matters if the Democrats had good Congress people. This is where it matters. Critics, including local officials, argue the move overrides D.C.'s autonomy and ignores falling crime rates. So anyway, the takeover's in effect, guys. It took place today. It's 30 days. To go beyond 30 days, congressional approval. Social media discussions highlight public division, overreach. And look, and here's the thing about it. Here's my thing. Because now we get to the fun part. I get to give you my opinion, you get to give me your opinion, right? So I'll go first, because I have a mic. I don't care. What I mean by that is I gotta see how things shake out. DC residents. I saw people protesting this, saying, we don't want Trump coming in here. I don't want Trump coming in here and taking over our beautiful city. I don't know how beautiful it is, but I can tell you this. This is not permanent. Whatever this is not permanent. How about for 30 days, if you don't have a license, don't drive a car? I know. Look, man, you're going to have out-of-state cops. You know, the people that Trump sent in, these people from all over the country. So they're not even going to be used. It's going to be white people who never even seen a black person in person before. You know what I'm saying? They ain't going to understand you when you talk slang. Be like, come on, you Bama. Come on, show it. Come on, cuz. Oh, Bama ass mofo. You tripping. They be like, what is he talking about? So avoid dealing with the police at any cost. DHS, FBI, whatever these people are. Keep your nose clean for 30 days. You can do this. You could do it. Okay? And look, it doesn't matter what I think because I don't control what they're doing, and neither do you. But here's the thing. Let's say Trump got this extended through Congress. This will be a good time to see what happens. Hey, man, I'm a grown-ass man with kids. I'm concerned about safety. I don't root for crime. I root for everybody to be safe. I don't like militarized police. But as far as I've been looking around, Johnson, a lot of our police forces are already militarized. I know people don't realize that, but they are. I've been covering this for years, Johnson. The equipment from wars, the surplus equipment been going to the States for I don't know how long. We got little rinky-dink towns with big-ass tanks. They've been militarized and given this equipment for quite some time, Johnson. So I understand the claims and I understand the concerns. But what I'm saying is we're already there. We've been there. I don't expect Trump to solve shit by doing this. This is a wish list for Republicans. But let's be clear, though, Johnson. Democrats never made D.C. a state. Why not? So the framing of it is bad Trump, and I get that because he is in charge. But if D.C. was a state, I guess he could have still did it because California's a state. Right? Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. Before I leave, now you may disagree with that, but I don't think we got a choice anyway. We're gonna have to see what happens. I do have to address this. There are morons. There are some morons out there saying that Donald Trump is doing this so he can stay in office in 2028. Yeah, some people are saying he's trying to take over the federal government. They don't stop, man. He'll be 80 years old, but they think he still want to be president after this. I don't know. I guess you can think whatever you want to think. If you have a theory, it'd be nice to have it tied to something in reality. You know, I could say the zombies are coming. I could say the aliens are already here, Johnson. We could all say things. I mean, the Somali dude in Minnesota, if he don't look like an alien, come on. I mean, that could float that, right? I mean, Candace Owens is right now saying Macron's wife, Brigitte, is a man. When I say the Minnesota, the socialist dude is an alien. Prove me wrong. Sue me then. Prove me wrong. And prove me wrong. What I'm saying is, some people are jumping out the gym, making this the most catastrophic thing in the world. Look, man, cops are bad already. It's not like we going from, hey, everybody, because Mayor Bowser's talking as if we love the cops. Which is talking like there's no problems with the DC Police Department. This is bullshit. I've known some DC police members over the years. They were as bad as Prince George's police, okay? Head cracking mofos. So, what I'm saying is, it's not like you going from 0 to 60. You're already at 45, all right? If Trump is 60 miles per hour, driving with no hands, you were already at 45. Let's not delude ourselves. I know Democrats want to act like Trump is Hitler and the end of the world is now upon us. But in this particular situation, we were already being policed by quick to pull a trigger, handsy ass, abusive cops. Okay? That was already happening. I'm not saying this is a great scenario, but what I'm saying is we were already in the frying pan. Now we're in the deep fryer. We were already getting cooked. Slim. Let me know what y'all think in the comment section, man. Real talk. That makes sense to you? Meanwhile, I want to see what happens different. Does anything happen differently? Does crime drop? I guess if you're Muriel Bowser and if you're in D.C. and you don't want federal rule, I guess you're hoping that it goes up. You know, they said that D.C. was cooking their books on the crime stats. That was one of the reasons why I said I need to talk to people in D.C. I need to know how they're feeling. You know, unfortunately, my uncle passed. My brother lives in D.C., but he works a lot. You know what I'm saying? He's had some issues, but no major shit. Knock on wood, knock on wood. We all know we're always right around the corner from problems. You never know. Anybody can be a victim in any big city. Anybody could fall victim, man. I lived in Maryland, got my car broken in like 3 times. Had to move out of an apartment because guy downstairs shot into the apartment. Somebody shot at him, went up through the floor and went through. Man, I've been through it. That wasn't even D.C. That was off Marlboro Pike in Maryland. Right? So people that know the area. What I'm saying is, folks, it's not like we're in Nirvana and now, Sodom and Gomorrah. Nah, dog. You was right around the corner from Sodom and Gomorrah already. Bump what Muriel Bowser's saying. Bump that. That's BS. What else she gonna say? I'm sure if we talk to a couple of women and a couple of men and randomly in D.C. and talk about their neighborhoods, they'll tell us some stuff about Simple City. They'll tell us what's really going on around the big chair near Frederick Douglass House. Let me know what y'all think, fam. I'm going to leave it there. I could go on and on, but the idea, I don't like the false narrative that the Democrats are trying to spin, which is we were all good. And we weren't all good, and you know it. And black people need to stop carrying water for the Democrats. It wasn't all good. Is Trump the answer? No. But Resources might be. So he stuck his nose in. Let's keep the resources coming. That's why that's why I believe Mary Bowser, was walking gingerly, because we need more resources. You can never say we're as good as we should be. People still get killed in DC. It's not like they haven't had homicides. It's not like they haven't had sexual. Just because it's down 20%, that shit don't mean a lot when it's your family member. My daughter died in DC a couple years ago. 2 years ago. And the numbers are down. And she's still not coming back. So, you know what I'm saying? And I don't want to get moody. I'm just saying it's this idea. Look at the numbers, Tim. But shut up. Because without those numbers, besides those numbers, those are people. And there are people that are no longer here. There's an empty seat at the table, Johnson. And I don't mean that Joe Biden bullshit where he pretends to care. I actually do care. And I'm not running for office. So talk to real people. I'm sure you're going to get a mix of responses. Some of those people the responses are going to be pressurized through a hose. Some of it's going to come from the point of view of the Democratic Party nonsense. It's going to be tampered with, okay? Because people are going to be talking from the point of view of everything was great. And I'm just here to tell you, it wasn't. It wasn't. Jasmine Crockett is a member of Congress. She lives in D.C. right now. Guess what? She won't even walk to the Capitol, and she's only 2 blocks away. Has to be escorted, driven from door to door. Why? Why can't she walk 2 blocks? With security. With security, right? Lazy. You got me. Anyway, that's it. I'm sorry. I'm going to leave it there. I think I've been talking enough about Miss Crockett. Jesus Christ. What you think, fam? What's up? How is it possible for the capital of the whole country to have poor areas? Oh, my God. That's very possible. We got a capitalistic society that don't give a damn about nobody. And still the ramifications of how gentrified and screwed up D.C. has been, how it's been overlooked. I mean, it was mostly black. So you know damn well didn't have the resources. That's one thing that's persistent in America. If you're going to have a black city, it's mostly going to be under finance. It's going to be under water in certain ways. Okay, it's just what it's going to be. And but they gentrified the hell out of D.C. I remember used to go down to Howard, go down to Georgia Avenue at Howard to hang out with the college kids. And, when I was around that age, and we used to always go, I had friends that went to Howard. Friends, and, now it's, what used to be historical black areas now turned into Yuppieville. Well, white people don't even want you to turn your go-go music down. They're trying to walk their doggy. They're walking their doggy on the Howard University football field and mad when somebody says put a leash on your dog. These are the stories I've been hearing. Because that money came in. The money came in. Ain't you? Yeah, man. That McDonald's, man. Fond memories, fam. The McDonald's across the street. The Kung Fu chicken up the block. Come on, man. The curry out on the corner. Yeah, man. The Popeyes across the street. I remember when it was a Waxy Maxie's or a Sam Goodies over that joint. That joint been gone. It's all changed. It's all changed. It is what it is. Georgia Avenue Day will never be the same. I used to do all that, people. Anyway, I'm gone. I'm sorry. If you're not from the area, it's nostalgic. Know it well. Grew up. Grew up. Let's keep going, John. So we got a couple more stories to get to. Now would be a good time to hit the like button. Hit the like button on this content if it gives you, if you're so inclined, if you appreciate the content, if it's making sense. I got number love for you. We're here. Remember, become a member of the Tim Black Wolfpack. Be a part of the change that you want to see. The news don't have to be full of nonsense and lies. It can be told in a different way, and people can inform you, not misinform you, right? And also speak truth to power, same time. All right, guys. Go to jointimblack.com or Tim's Take Live on Patreon. I got some new members on Patreon, y'all. I'm sorry, I got to do this before we move on. I got new people that came through, man. We had a good night last night. Who knew if I have good nights, more people sign up. Shango joined. Vernon Herman joined. A couple people left. Keep it real. So we had 2 new members that came through last night. So welcome to the Tim Black Wolfpack on Patreon. Glad to have you. Yeah, I'm not for everyone. It's okay. The people that are here are the right people that'll be here. And that's how we roll here on the Tim Black Show. We ain't many, but we plenty. And let's move on to the next story.
Next on deck with
Exposure, we had
On Deck with Tim Black.
The triple trumper white women.
Yeah.
If you want to be in the golden age, then I want you to give up a credit card in your name. I want you to give up the bank account in your name. And I want you to be completely beholden to a man. I don't want you to work. I want you to stay home and make cornflakes from scratch for that fucker.
Completely agree.
What's going like? Someone send me this clip. It said white culture equal no culture. So I don't know these women of a certain age. I heard they were some, hell on wheels. Heard they were hell on wheels. And let's see what they're talking about.
And I think they should probably have to give a couple blowjobs a day too.
Whoa, okay. See, look. So this is how I lose viewership. These are real spicy. I don't know what this is. These I guess we can't watch this. This is not good. I feel like my grandbaby might be watching. You don't need to see this. What's going on, man? Why you gotta be so colorful with the language? Let's go to Ice Cube. Okay, let's move forward to the other. Why, man? It's to get ratings. She's doing a Charleston White just to get ratings. All right, let's keep going. Ice Cube's been in the hot seat for his movies, but he's also in the hot seat because he was in an interview and he said some things that got D.L. Hughley talking shit about him. Let's see what Ice Cube had to say.
It hurts because, it's all kind of different situations been going around, as far as immigration. But to see people like disrespected like that and, the federal government just, being too heavy-handed and disrespectful, going to churches and weddings and, grabbing people out of those schools. And, it's like, come on, man, y'all just.
Because there's a way to do it, right?
Overdoing it, and then the country flip-flops. First it's cool, then it's not, then it's cool, then it's not. It's like, how could somebody even keep up with what's going on? So it's sad, man. I can't wait till this period is over. It's like, I don't know how we're going to get to the end, but this is just, it's crazy to see people dragged out of their spots of refuge, you know.
No, once it's over, there's gonna be a lot to clean up for the next guy.
Well, yeah, and then like everything is empty. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, because when you do that to you do that to so-called people who are you know, what they call illegal. And now you get the people who legal don't want to come out because they don't want to deal with your ass either.
Right.
So, you know, everybody's staying home. You know, so
I'm legal. I don't want to come out.
Thank you, because you don't want nobody to come hassle you or even want to look at your license and your shit. You know, it's like,
right? Because now they're just grabbing because of the skin color.
Exactly. So nobody's safe, man. You know, and they don't care who they grab. Really, they don't care who they grab.
They don't.
It's sad.
Elderly, kids, women, children, doesn't matter.
Everybody. You know, it's like they come in and disrespect everybody and want to traumatize people.
100%.
You know, that's part of it too. They want to traumatize the ones that's looking, not just the ones that's being. Yeah, they just. It's a whole tactic that's been using forever, and it's played out.
Next on deck.
Yo, man. All right, so look, we got to get into it. Here we go, Johnson. Damn it, Cube. Bump you, Ice Cube. Bump you, Ice Cube. Either they don't know, don't show what's going on in the hood. You can't serve two masters, Cube. I said you can't serve two masters, Cube. Can't do it. Okay, I get it. You're in a bad situation. You're on a podcast. Brother Cruz, probably a podcast you've been on before. Hispanic brothers talking about what's going on with the immigration reform, border, all this shit. You from a state that's got a heavy Latino population. I get it. Here's the thing, and this is what I had to come to, this conclusion I had to come to. I'm not you. You're not me. But if it was me, I stand on my square and I say like this. These are unapplauded actions of our government in the manner in which they carry out the thing. But make no mistake about it, some things gotta change. Because my people catching hell. I don't want anybody to suffer. Nobody. That's not my goal. I don't wake up in the morning and say, I want somebody's family to suffer. I want to see dads or moms or kids crying because somebody got deported. But here's the deal, Johnson. There'll be black people crying who can't get jobs. And I know you're going to tell me this don't impact this. This got nothing to do with it. America itself puts black people on the bottom of the pie. So to me, any immigration is not going to be a bonus to black Americans. That's just how I see it. And that's who I'm advocating for. So that's how I'm riding. You cannot be divided on this issue if you're Tim Black. I can't do it. I will not do it. I refuse. I guess I could do it if I wanted to be like Cube. I wanted to be a lame. But in order for me to be who I need to be in this moment in time, in my life, where I'm at in my advocacy, I got to stand on my square. And I got to say, there got to be ways to do it which can be more, I can only say, I'm sure there are other ways that things can be done that are more emotionally sensitive to the children or to the people at hand. But I'm going to tell you, man, there's really no nice way to pick somebody up for a warrant. No nice way. I mean, you ever get picked up for a warrant? Anybody ever had a warrant exercise on them? I have. You ever been driving on the way to a movie or something, run a light and not hit the brakes right on the stop sign, get pulled over, and then found out, oh, that's damn, I didn't pay that. Oh, shit. Yeah. It's no nice way for that to happen. Now, luckily, I'm not leaving the country. I'm just going to have to go before the judge, get out, and then pay the thing. You know, this happened years ago, but still, I remember it very well, Johnson. Okay? So there's no nice way to deal with law enforcement. There's no nice way to go down to the station for anything, whether it's jaywalking, deportation, or whatever it is. Okay? Whatever it is, it's never fun. Holding cells are no fun. Getting processed is no fun. So I don't know how you do it a nice way. I really don't, Johnson. But see, I got to look at it the other way. I got to say, what was Biden thinking when Biden let in the floodgates for 3.5 years? He just said, come on in, America. Come on in, South America. Come on in, Asia. Come on in, whoever, anybody. It was crazy. If it doesn't impact you and it makes it cheaper for you to get your lawn cut, I guess you don't care. But for the people that are impacted from the resources from their local community, Chicago's broke now. I don't live in Chicago, but I heard it's broke. Boston, where the average black family was worth like $7, somehow came up with millions of dollars for undocumented migrants. And when asked, how much did you spend on the undocumented migrants? She said, we don't count. We don't count how much we spend. We take care of our people when they come here. Yo, this is real talk, man. So, look, I got to stand on what I stand on here. As for D.L. Hughley saying, hey, man, Trump's a horrible mofo, and how dare Ice Cube now act like he feels, what word he used, reticent? Now, yeah, Ice Cube, how dare Ice Cube now talk as if he is reticent about this? He should have known that Trump was going to do this. It was telegraphed, and now he wants to conduct his. He wants to. I believe he act as if he has trepidation for the situation that has befall the people. Listen, DL can say whatever you want to say. That's fine. He's right. He's right though, Cube. He's right. You supported Trump. You say you didn't, but you did. Like I said, you can't serve two masters. You got to say, hey, I agree with changing the immigration policies. I don't get a vote on how they do it. I don't get a vote on going to people's schools and picking up kids. What are you talking about? I don't even know if this is true or not. Going to people's jobs, we do that all the time. That happen to black people all the time. I don't know where y'all been, but people that get warrants and people get things served on them, that happens anywhere. You could be anywhere doing anything. At least saw TV. You watch TV, right? You do know in the cop shows, when they go pick up people, them people don't be just chilling, sitting there doing nothing, just waiting for the cop to come get them. No, people be doing all types of stuff. So that happens to regular citizens every day, all day. We are the mass incarcerator. See, once again, guys, we talking as if we don't already live in a country that's over-policed. We talk as if we're not the number one jailer of our own people. This is what America does to its own people. You talking as if what's befalling, what's happening with undocumented people is different from what's happening to American citizens, man. Check yourself. Check yourself. There is no dignity in a pat-down strip search. Some of us get it right at the airport, man. What are you talking about? It's just that they cry in the river as if these people are made of glass. You're in America now. You don't get treated like this. This is how you get treated when you ain't got your paperwork. When you late on a bill. You don't pay your ticket. You don't pay your child support. This is what they do. This is what they've been doing. Oh, you don't like being racially profiled? Welcome to America. You should have checked the pamphlet. They've been racially profiling us since before we were set free. We've been racially profiling this country since the word go. Why is people acting like this is brand new concepts? Oh, I get it. Black people are supposed to be all benevolent. what's happened to us, we can't want that to happen to anybody else. Oh, this is why I break with my brother, Dr. Continuessss. God love him. God love him, but hey, look, I wasn't put on this earth. My people weren't put on this earth to suffer the slings and arrows and the whips and the chains for other people get to skip down the Mary Brick Road. That's not what my people were put here to do. Now, here he's an ordained, he's, very close to his faith. He sees things differently. I disagree with him fundamentally. Not saying he's a bad person. Got love for that brother. Very kind words to me and my wife at a time of need, him and his wife. Very, very thoughtful, considerate, loving brother, man. More than this political shit. But I disagree that black people gotta be, that we should be the pin cushion for all of America's pains, and then everybody else supposed to just skip on by and nothing happens. No, you're gonna feel shit too. What, you thought you just come take jobs, make money, sit at home, and it just be Alice in Wonderland in a fantasy land? There is no fantasy land. You're being used, and you're being used against us. And I'm not supposed to sit back and be happy and smile about that shit. And I'm not Ice Cube. I'm not going to pretend that it's all at the end of the world, that people have to live like we've been having to live ourselves. And maybe next time y'all decide to have a brown and black coalition, maybe now it won't be so fucking one-sided. Maybe now the brown people will actually know what it's like, what the black people have been going through all this time. Somebody remind them we've been going through this shit the entire time. No, I don't think it's right to split up families. But what were y'all talking about this shit when it was Obama doing it? It wasn't that long ago, Johnson. I had a show at the time. I know when it was happening, I was covering it. It wasn't that long ago. I'm acting like we talking in the 70s or some shit. It's just happened. The amount of people, look, man, I'm going to say this and I'm going to be out. First thing I want to say is I do not find joy in the pain of others. I wasn't raised that way. I do not find joy in the pain of others, the suffering of other people. I got a problem with people having an indifference to our suffering, though. That I have a problem with. People who say they are decent, upstanding people, realistic, above board, real people with me, being real with me. What if it was you? And what I mean by that, what if, let me just put it this way. Why do you think Biden let in so many people? Why did Biden let in more people than any other president has ever done in the history of our country? What was the reason, the driving motivation behind that? And if you say he's a saint from heaven with godly thoughts, that's why he did it. Jump in front of something moving. Jump in front of something moving real fast, man. I lied. One other point. Back in 2008, 2009, 2010, and 11, somewhere around there, 8, 9, 10, yeah. Obama first term. If Obama deported the amount of people that Trump supported, he probably would quit his job. Because Obama deported more people than any other president. And I didn't hear it on the news often. It wasn't discussed in mixed company. It wasn't talked about. And I didn't see Pelosi or I didn't see AOC wasn't in office, but I don't recall it being a real big problem for Keith Olbermann. I don't recall SNL doing skits on the shit. I don't recall Ice Cube being on the TV or in the interviews complaining about it. Having a self-filled moment. I don't know what's going on in there. This ain't right, man. And I mess with Ice Cube. But what I'm saying, this has been going on all that time. It's been going on all this time. Only thing Ice Cube said that I gotta agree with is America needs to make its mind up about what policy it wants to have. It has been back and forth. We had Obama deporting the hell out of people, setting records on deportations. Then you had a mad swing when Trump came in and shut that shit down, but not as much as Obama, right? Then we had Biden come and turn the faucet the entire opposite way. And then we had Trump come back and seal it off, burn it, and bury the whole deep. You know what I'm saying? So it's all over the map. I will give Cube that. It has been all over the map. It's got to be nauseating if you're a person going through that, dealing with what is the hell is going on? Like, it's a roller coaster, man, of emotions. It's unstable, instability. I agree with that part. That part is dead on about. These are people's lives. We need to pick the way we want our country to be and stay that way. That's what needs to happen. I got to fight for Black Americans. We at the bottom, and being at the bottom is not a place to be for the people that helped build this country, who built this country for free against our will and didn't profit from it. How dare you think you should be able to come and profit from it, and we won't gonna say shit. You know, if it was the other way around, you'd be saying the same thing, you'd be doing more. I don't want to hear that shit. Cut it, kill it, stop the madness, cut the cap. Kid Capri be on this motherfucker complaining too. So would Fat Joe. All of them be complaining. John Leguizamo would be a whole different motherfucker if it was his people. Let it be black people came to America after they done had their foot, somebody had the foot in their ass for 300 years. And all the rights, and secured all the rights, and people died. Medgar Evers got his damn head blown off in his driveway. And we got these people that come over here and then pass us up in home ownership in 50 years? In 50 years. And the entire industry's like, nah, we ain't gonna hire y'all no more. We gonna hire these people over here. What? You wouldn't be benevolent. Nah, you wouldn't be friendly. Nah, Cube, they wouldn't be friendly. It'd be a whole different podcast. They suddenly be very nationalistic all of a sudden. If it was the other, because it's crazy, but ain't no fun when the rabbit got the gun. It'd be a whole different story. I'm not fooled. I'm not fooled and I'm not fooled. Okay? All right, so we need to come up with something, guys. Let me know what y'all think, man. I'm just being as honest as I can be, and I stated before, and I stand on this. I stand on this for anybody concerned or interested. If you're a black American and you're talking about you advocating for black America, and I don't care if you're a black American, if you say I'm an advocate for black Americans, but if you don't have a critical analysis of our immigration policies, critical, beef with it. If you don't have beef with it, if you ain't critical of our immigration policy under Biden, then you really ain't advocating for black America. And quiet as it's kept, you're not advocating for poor white people either, or working class white people either, or working class Latinos, or working class people, period. Cross the yard, Johnson. Just the sheer fact we got industries that are demanding that people be bilingual in a country where American English should be the official language. And then black Americans are the least bilingual group in America. So we disenfranchised right off the break off that shit alone. You do understand this. So once again, what does the advocate for black America look like? How could you not be critical of an immigration policy just knowing those facts? Those are basic facts, man. And you can frame it if you want to say it's from hate. I just broke it down to you, Johnson. It's about survival. I'm down for America having to pay restitution to Latin American countries that we fucked up. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have dropped that F-bomb because they be trying not to monetize me. I got a little filthy with the language last night. But I'm down with Latin America, various countries in Latin America suing America for displacement and meddling in their governmental affairs. I'm down for that. I support that. but my kids ain't had nothing to do with it. And I can't have them be displaced. You know what I'm saying? All right. Where we at, fam? How's everybody doing? Y'all good? WD gave us $4.99. Thank you, WD. I should have made a super chat goal. My bad, Johnson. Well, I'm gonna set a timer. Can I get 10? Let's see if we can do this. I don't know what this is. 30 minutes? 30 minutes. I don't know. That's what we do. Yeah, I will do this. Yeah, I like this. I like this. Okay. If this works. All right. I feel you. Many don't understand, but you know what? They can be taught. They may not understand, but if they listen, they can understand. But if they only operate under the notion that anybody with my position, anybody with my position is xenophobic or doesn't like Latinos or people from other countries, that's just crazy. That's not what I'm on, Johnson. I'm just trying. Look, it was the same thing with the African boycott, which I haven't heard a whole lot about. My people, thank you, Lords. Lord Love Smith, W20, W2989, Anna Jackson, the True Lion. Always, Valerie, Bud, salute. Donna AC, I got my top fans, and Enigma. I was the same way with the African boycott. The African brave boycott. The same thing, man. I don't have a problem with Africans. Why would I don't have a problem with any other group of people. Why? But my thing is we spend a lot of money in those shops. So if I'm advocating for Black Americans, I got to be consistent and say, okay, I support this boycott. If we're going to reroute that money to spend it within our own community, how can I be against that? How could anybody be against that? That's crazy talk. Billions of dollars. We need that. We're on the bottom. So, but it's lazy. They're very intellectually lazy. Because anytime you have a position that they don't agree with, they call you racist or call you xenophobic or some other derivative of that. How about just have a different opinion and I can give you my reasons and we can have a conversation like adults. Neither one of us control what the country does. We got points of view. We can argue those points of view and chop it up. But throwing a label on me that I'm a racist because, first of all, I'm going to be racist against people that look just like me. You saying I'm Candace Owens? Because as long as I've been alive, Black American women been doing hair that I've seen. Why we can't do our own hair and keep them billions of dollars in our neighborhood? Like, I don't understand. So anyway, I'm out. I ain't mean to go there. But I brought it up only because to me it's the same concept. And that is, if you're truly serious, and see, that's the problem. Most people are not serious about doing anything that benefits Black Americans because America's not serious about doing anything that benefits Black Americans. You understand it. It's not because these people invented this and they have some diabolical, I don't want to help the Blacks. No, it's because America punishes you for trying. God bless your soul, Buck Bewley. God bless you, man. You're a good brother. Man, ours, you good brothers. But you know what America used to do to white guys who try to help Black people? Tar and feather them. Kill them too. That's what used to happen. It's taken different forms. It still exists. Okay? And Black Americans, we could talk about how Black Americans were treated when Black Americans try to help Black Americans. We already know. We got a long line of all our Black leaders and how they met an early demise. So now they quote them like, oh, remember MLK, Oh, Malcolm X was a strong brother. Yeah. So anyway, at the end of the day, man, you know, there are reasons why things are the way they are. I want to keep going, man. I don't want to stay here, man. Look, we got to go tonight. We got to go. Let's try to hit our goal. I want to move on to the next story. It's getting dark here. I feel like I'm getting dark. I don't want to get too dark on it, man. Thank you, Kate Lindsay, for supporting the show. I appreciate you, Kate Lindsay, in the house. As well as Elizabeth Lunny. Elizabeth's sister, how you doing? Thank you, Elizabeth. Thank you as well. Yeah, it's not, I just get passionate because it ain't coming. I'm not coming from a place of hate, and it just bothers me when I feel like people are very quickly to assign me that. You know. Okay. Let's keep going, Josh. Let's see what we got.
Next on deck.
To tears.
Doing it. Even
100%.
You know,
if we unite on
and want to traumatize people.
100%.
You know, that's part of it too. They want to traumatize the ones that's looking. Not just the ones that's being it's a whole tactic that's been using forever and it's played out.
Next on deck with Tim Black.
strong Republican state, because I think in many ways Democratic Party has turned its back on what was its base. But I think our job, and the reason I'm here and the reason we go to red states all over the country, is to make it clear that there are some of us who are prepared to stand up for the working class. And if we stand together, if we're united, if we don't let Trump divide us up, there's no stopping what we can do as a nation in terms of improving life for ordinary people.
You said the Democratic Party has turned its back on the working class. You'd said something pretty tough when you were speaking to this crowd about Kamala Harris.
One of the reasons, in my view, that Kamala Harris lost this election is she had too many billionaires telling her not to speak up for the working class of this country.
Ouch.
Well, no, I don't think that's, I like Kamala, she's a friend of mine, but her core consultants, were heavily influenced by very wealthy people. How do you run for president and not develop a strong agenda which speaks to the economic crises facing working families? You have more income and wealth inequality today than we've ever had. You have 60% of our people living paycheck to paycheck. You got a healthcare system which is broken and dysfunctional. And despite spending so much, we're the only major country not to guarantee healthcare to all people. How do you not talk about those issues?
She talked about affordability.
Well, but in a vague, I don't want to rehash that campaign, but I think the clue to Democratic victories is to understand that you got to stand unequivocally with the working class of this country. You need an agenda that speaks to the needs of working people. Is it a radical idea?
Yeah, Bernie. Look, guys, make no mistake about it, man. This clip is in there not to big up Bernie, because I won't. Bernie blowing smoke. He just is. And even this, Dana Bash is a hack and always has been. Oh, my God, that was harsh, Bernie. Ooh, ouch. To say that Kamala Harris had too many billionaires in her ear when she was running, telling her not to speak up for the working people of America, that was harsh? Nah, that was lame as lame can be. You don't want to hear what I got to say. Let me tell you. Anybody that's so passive that anybody could tell you how to run your campaign, anybody could tell you not to support the very people that need the most support, and you listen, those people need to be fired, and you need to be fired for listening to them. So what Bernie said to me was a very lame criticism. It's a very passive criticism itself, because she was vice president, running to be the president of the United States, and she done had the courage, the guts, the backbone, the ethics, man. Let's talk ethics, man. Forget that. Able to sleep at night. Able to look in the mirror and feel good about oneself. How about pride? Hey, how about being selfish and wanting to win? There's no way you should win or could win, okay, if you ain't talking about the needs of working class people. In fact, she betrayed them. And she thought she could get through with smoke and mirrors. And Bernie with this, putting it on other people like they poisoned her. They gave her bad advice. This is goofy shit. She a grown-ass 60-year-old woman who's been attorney general or a senator, lead prosecutor, special prosecutor, whatever the hell. She knew what she was doing. Vice president, all this stuff. And this notion that she was, not understanding and she was hoodwinked. She wasn't hoodwinked. She was doing whatever was expedient. That's what she was doing. And this idea that Bernie has, that all you got to do is speak to this shit and that'll get your votes, yeah. Which I'm going to be honest with you guys, man. I don't think those days are really working anymore. Nah, I mean, maybe in certain very blue states like New York, maybe they'll work with Mad Mandami. Maybe it'll work with him, but I don't think it's going to work everywhere. Just to speak about doing stuff, just to float out ideas, talk about crazy things that you really have no way of getting. Half the things I heard that Zoran wants to do, he don't even have the ability to get done if he gets elected. And for some reason, people have deluded themselves into believing that that people can walk on water, and that you could turn rocks into fish. I don't know, water into wine. I don't know. People are thinking, believing dumb things. They think if they believe in them hard enough and strong enough and with enough passion that they'll come true. Well, it is what it is. That's how it operates. Well, I appreciate Bernie saying the truth about Kamala Harris, but the framing of it was so lame. It lacked the hard-hitting truth element, which is, hey, you weren't running on anything that made anybody excited about your campaign. And there was a small number of Black American women who wanted it, but that was nowhere near enough people. And yeah, a lot of people voted for it, though. According to Charlamagne, I haven't checked it, Charlamagne said she got the second most votes of anybody in the nation in an election ever, only second to Joe Biden. That's right, folks. According to the count, Kamala Harris got more votes than Obama. That's what I heard. I haven't fact-checked it. But see, that's because our population's grown. Maybe that's because more votes are being cast. I don't know if that has to do with actual, excitement about her as an individual candidate. I don't think that was it at all. More people showed up, but most of the people that showed up didn't vote for her. They voted for the other guy. Which is probably one of the driving forces why so many people showed up to vote for the other guy, because she was running. You understand what I'm saying? And maybe a little bit on the other side. So I think what you had on both sides of the aisle, you had candidates that were repugnant to both sides. Yeah, maybe that's what it is. Maybe I actually stumbled into something that's a soundbite, right? So in Kamala and Trump, you had one thing in common. The other side hated both of them. Well, the Democrats hated Trump so badly, they really came out to vote for Kamala. And that gave an extra incentive. Or should I say, to go the other way. The Democrats hated Trump so much, a lot of people came out and voted for Kamala, more than usual. But unfortunately, a lot of Republicans hated Kamala so much they came out and voted for Trump for the same reason. And I guess they disliked Kamala more. Because a lot more people got off the damn couch. We talking white women and white men got off the damn couch and came in. And that was the difference. That was the difference. It wasn't because it was a great message going on, Charlamagne. The fact that I just uttered his name a couple times, knowing he goes to the Angela Rye School of saying dumb shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I think I'm more along the lines of reality. And what I'm saying is more realistic. Yeah, a lot of people were so upset. Like, they did not want Kamala. So they voted for Trump. They may have sat it out. Like, they may have been like, who gives a shit? They didn't really like Trump, maybe. There was some people probably like, I really don't like this guy. But I really don't like her. So they got up. That was a motivator for them enough. Right? After vilifying Trump steadily for 4 years, a lot of people got up and came out and voted for Biden. It wasn't because they loved Biden. They just hated Trump more. So that's where we at with this place. But I think it's different. I don't remember the type of animosity coming from the Republicans in regard to Obama. Then we had some racists, and we always going to have racist people. But I also didn't hear that, I didn't see that visceral rejection of McCain. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't it was So, you know, you hear a lot of pundits talk about elections. Are they really telling us the truth, Johnson? I mean, I just put this together live, on the fly. You know what I'm saying? And it makes sense, don't it? Yeah, because you may not have liked John McCain. You thought he was a warmongering jackass, but was he worse than Trump? I mean, yeah, I don't know. But I don't think America felt as worried about McCain as they were worried about Trump back in 2020. Understand what I'm saying? So that's why Biden got so many votes. Also, when you got the media machine working overtime, doing this thing. Also, when you got all the write-in ballots in. Oh, man, unprecedented with the write-in ballots because of COVID. I think these are all factors. Bernie Sanders, I wish you had more of a backbone, sir. I wish you weren't just a sheep herder to the Democratic Party. And at the end of the day, that's what you are. You know damn well the Democratic Party will not let just anybody be their nominee. Just because, even if you got a populist message that speaks to the issues of the people. Aren't you? I'm sorry, guys. Isn't Bernie's rejection 2 times in a row a prime example of that? I mean, is there really people out here who would think Bernie wouldn't have made a better president than Joe Biden? I mean, come on, Johnson. Obviously, when it comes to mental acuity, he's better. He's still better in better shape, okay? I mean, for one term, you don't think Bernie would have done a better job than Joe Biden? I don't think Bernie would have left the border open like that. I don't think Bernie would have did some of the dumb shit that Biden did. He'd have made mistakes. He definitely would not have saved black people. But he may have done some things differently. But for Bernie to get out here and now talk like, all you need to do to win is you need to care about the poor people. Yeah, well, Bernie, you know, I think people are tired of hearing that shit. They're tired of hearing you talk about what Democrats need to do. And, you know, because we've been through this before. We've been through it. We've seen it. We saw the movie. We didn't just watch the trailer. We sat through it. We saw the movie twice. And we know how it ends. It ends with them putting up a Hillary Clinton-liked person. That's what happens. And then that's trying to sell us on some type of identity politics. Next, it'll be Pete Buttigieg. It'll be Pete Buttigieg, or they'll try again with Kamala. It'll be the same shit. That's what it'll be. And whoever can try to sprinkle around the edges, put some sprinkles on top that sound like they care about poor people or working class people. There'll be sprinkles. They don't even talk to poor people. They don't give a shit about poor people. Working class people, maybe they'll sprinkle something to try to, E40 it a little bit. But in reality, we got nothing coming. That's the reality. That's the truth. People need to admit it. Bernie will never admit it. And for those reasons, Bernie, have several seats. A whole stadium full of seats. Stretch out. Make yourself comfy. We done with this. 2 times, Bernie. Imagine a guy goes outside and gets attacked by a bear twice, and he comes back. Somehow he comes back a 3rd time. It's like, hey, we need to go back outside. His arms hanging off by a little bit of flesh. He's missing a leg. His eyes out of the socket. I mean, the bear chewed his ass up. And now he's telling you, we go back out there again. I know the way this time. Nah, we good, Bernie. We good. Come on, man. Am I crazy? I guess say I'm crazy. I know, Johnson, I know. Sprinkle me, man. I knew somebody's going to get that E40 call out. Yeah, I try to sprinkle that in every once in a while. You know, some cool stuff. Yeah, Bernie. Well, look, guys. Anna Jackson said Bernie's stuck on stupid. Nah, Bernie thinks people are. Bernie's not stuck on stupid. He thinks we're stuck on stupid. He's stuck. It's like a record with a bad scratch. He just keeps playing the same. You know? Dancing, 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 dancing. Sex machine, dancing machine. Oh, baby. Yeah, he's keeping the same note over and over, man. And we're tired of the same note. We see through it. We know. We know the song. All right, guys, look, man, I don't know what's up with StreamYard. I'm pissed off that it did that. It's not the first time it's done it. We got through it, though. I got backups. It's good we got backup software. I want to say shout out to anybody who stuck it in there, man. I appreciate y'all, man, because I know I come on late, then I got a tech problem. Believe me, guys, I realized I had a tech problem like 9:40, and I was spending the whole time trying to fix it and reboot and do this, and it would look okay, and then it would just go out. And now we know it's on my PC because I'm using the same amount of resources right now to do this. And there's no jittering, no lagging. The volume's good. The video's played. Everything went fine. So we know what it is. We know what it is. So it's bastards. And you know what? I'm going to sit on hold as long as I have to tomorrow to get a free month out of their ass. That's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to consider changing services because you worth it. My 10 Black Wolfpack are worth it. We paying for a service and it's not delivering. Now see, some of us have been very critical of black-owned businesses. Black-owned, look, I don't think StreamYard is owned by black folks. See how they did me? Now, if this was a black restaurant, because we got this trigger in our head, right? Somebody writing a Yelp review right now going, oh, look at this, how hard this is, how horrible it is. See this service, see how we do it, see when we give our money. See? This is the thing I was pointing out when I was talking to my brother Torrin Walker. I was saying sometimes I think that we have this, we basically forget when other groups give us shitty service or bad product. We tend to only remember when it's us. And I think some of it, man, is subliminal. Remember, man, we all raised in the same country. It's not, you know, we are all infected with the same propaganda about one another that, you know, we're all infected. That's the way to put it, right? So it manifests in different ways. But tonight is a perfect example of that. StreamYard is not a struggling black business. It's a multi-million-dollar company. I think it's not even operating in the U.S. I think it's out of Sweden or something. I don't know. But they got paper. And look at them. Will I now never frequent another black company? Will I now start saying, oh, see, I'm sorry, another white company says, see how the white company did me? Nah. Get my point? My name's Tim Black, and this has been my TED Talk. Yeah, fam. Trying to make points here. Look, the majority of immigrants are self-interested in users. In addition, they can care less about black contributions to the establishment of a world power. Non-black, no black suffering, and no surprise. And I gotta say this, fam. I agree. And you know what? They ain't the only ones. And I've said the same thing, fam. I said the same thing, because you know what it is? No one goes anywhere. Everybody's self-serving. You understand what I'm saying? If you go to a restaurant to get something to eat, you might feel like, oh, well, I want to give these people a shot. But most of the time, when you go pick up something to eat, you're going to pick up something to eat. You're going there for the purpose. It's a selfish purpose, right? You're going there for whatever you want. You're going there to get in order to take care of your family or whatever it is. It's not a cause, right? The cause is the people that own it. And the family members, if it's family operated business, the cause is in the family. You know, the cause are the employees. They got to make a living. You know what I'm saying? They may want to move up in the company, or, the cause may be, the vendors that appreciate your business because you succeeding is them succeeding, and you extend your contract with them. So I don't look at these people, man, and I get your point, Cheryl, but hear me out here. I don't look at those people like they should be. Yeah, they would give lip service and say all the right things, but at the end of the day, they care about themselves just like most other people do. It's just what it is. Of course, there are going to be some people that are different, and they do come from a place of positivity, and they do care about other people, and they may be enlightened, but the majority of people just want to get home and sit up their ass on the couch and hit the remote and watch whatever they're going to watch and eat some good food and love their kids, make some good love and cut on some music, drink a glass of wine or some shit, and get up and do the same thing the next day. And that's what most people are doing. They're not sitting around. I had to accept some of the people I'm mad about ain't thought about my ass in years. Real talk. It's been people that just stabbed me in the back and kept on moving. They ain't thinking about me. They going about their life. And here I am, still mad over here. They meanwhile living their life doing their thing. So it is what it is, man. At the end of the day, we got to take care of, we're cognizant, we're aware, we're conscious, we know what's happening, and we got to be on the fight. We got to stand up for the fight. It's not always malicious. You understand what I'm saying? That's my point. Some people will be, but I think by and large, there are people that aren't malicious. They're just not, they're thinking about what they're thinking about. They're in their own world. It's like when I try to remind my kids, man, I remind them, say, you never know what someone's going through. Everybody you met has lost someone. You think it's just you. When I lost my daughter, I became a part of a team or a club of people that lost a child. And then when I did that, I realized it's a big-ass club. And guess what? There were people a part of that club before I got to the club. And there have been people that have been added to the club since I was added to the club. And I wasn't losing sleep about there being a club until I was in the club. Now, if you bring it to my attention, you slow me down. You educate me. You inform me. You give me a reason to care. Then me being a good person, I will care. But you got to know to care. You got to be aware to care. You have to be informed to care. Because if not, Shedeur Sanders, when they pick him up? He went in the game and did what? Cube did what in the movie? How bad was the movie? What? No, she didn't. What happened on Real Housewives? What? Trump said, what? What'd he say? What'd he say? When Chris Tucker coming back to DC? What? That boy crazy. He crazy. That new Clips album is banging. That joint bananas. It slaps. I could go on and on. You know what I'm saying? And that's life. And that's what gets the Democrats in trouble. Well, this is what gets the progressives in trouble. They try to tell everyone. They think everyone's thinking of all these things that they're walking around constantly thinking about. And everyone's not thinking about that because some people don't have money to go to work tomorrow. Some people are waiting on a diagnosis from a checkup they just had last week. Some people just got laid off yesterday. You understand what I'm saying? I know you do. Look, guys, I'm Tim Black. I want to thank y'all for being here tonight. Holla. We'll be back Wednesday. I got nothing but love for y'all. Be safe. Remember, don't let nobody take your cornbread. And yes, they all try and take your cornbread. Accept it. You got good cornbread, and they want it. You got it. They want it. I see y'all soon. Be straight. Thank y'all for being here, man. I don't have my outro song. I hate to be rude and just leave. You know what I'm saying? But, come through. Come through. I don't even know if I have any of my music saved up. I don't use this. Have not prepared adequately for this. Thank y'all, Tim Black's Wolfpack. Remember, go to jointimblack.com. Become a member of the Tim Black Show. Become a VIP. Why? Because you get first access to all our great content. And I put out ebooks, and you get first access to my ebooks. I'm about to start doing a podcast. Because some people don't want to look at me when they want to be able to listen. So it's going to be on Spotify. I've already had a podcast. I just need to get back into putting that up on Spotify. So people can just listen to this on their way to work, their commute or whatever. They don't need to have their YouTube app open. All right, fam. Thank you, Arlene Chambers, Anna Jackson, Blue Ebony, LS, Vicky Lamb, Honey O, Tracy Clark, Cheryl, JL, Gonzalez, Diamond G up in this joint, Katie Black, Jay Shandar in the house. I appreciate you, Jay. The entire crew for coming through. Thank you, Buck Bewley and Ebony, for holding it down. Nothing but love for you. All right, Anna, I'll see you soon. We didn't reach our goal. I should have started earlier. I'll clean it up next time. Thank y'all, man. Wolfpack.